Yeah.
We're walking right through it.
Yes. All right.
Wonder if Steve wants to legal here.
Yeah. I was trying to see if Catherine and Douglas would ever want to pick up Nan and come like next month, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think we're not going to be here next month.
Oh, aren't you?
Or we'll be
Second
back.
Sunday?
Like, we go to Oklahoma, but we can come back out.
Where are you going to go? Oklahoma?
Burlington.
Where are they going to be?
Edmond, it's a suburb of Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
If it doesn't get hit by a tornado.
Yeah, right, I know really.
Yeah. You've seen the tornado on TV? Have you seen the tornado damage on TV? No, this week. It seems like a lot of the states are getting lots of tornadoes and they're really destructive. That's good.
Yeah, I don't have a television.
Oh, you don't?
I don't get cable
Well, I often don't read the papers that we get.
here.
I watch the TV, but
You should probably stay away.
well, there's only so much you can do about a tornado.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's nice to be informed, but it doesn't hurt anything not to be.
Are you sitting there or there?
Oh, I'm
Sitting there. Oh, let's see, what else? Guess we don't have bulletins unless Ray comes, which I think she's planning on
Are you gonna lead out of your book?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I will put this one back.
Yeah.
in here? Okay. I don't need it right now.
Oh.
Thank you.
Mhm. I opened it
Oh,
because I thought, what is this?
oh,
And Connie went and stood over there.
I guess I can look at it. Oh, okay. Very good. I'm all set up. And all we need is a couple more people and we're all set.
There's a couple, you know, Elmer and Scarfield or somebody.
Okay. What's that? Well, it depends on the opinion of what we call the Gary Brown. He's done at the end of August. So if they decide they want to charge us right after that, then that'll be the end. So that's how much longer. Notice, we at least meet till the end of August. So 3 more times after this.
Turned out this little computer I bought for this service. They're high in demand.
Very high demand. Why?
Because of the memory crunch.
Oh, right.
And so they jacked the price up, so I knew it would turn out.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
This would be your design.
it's Mac Mini.
Oh, that's what it is.
The M4 chip.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty good chip.
Yeah.
We got the same one at the church in
Do you have a computer?
No, that line.
Yeah,
you do.
It's not-
So you get emails.
Yeah.
It's 3 years old. Probably. Still works.
Oh, look, there are people.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Oh, hi, Steve. Good to see you. You come here often?
We're doing church visits.
It's Montalene.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Thank you. It's been a long time.
Well, I was remembering.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Pretty pink.
That we were.
Well, we decided to make copies. It's about time.
Early members. Oh, yeah.
And you guys, you were traveling, weren't you? Excuse me, were you traveling?
I was on April. Visiting my brother and other family and friends, and I did a lot of research on my life.
Oh, you did? What did you do? Did you go to funeral?
We just traversed a New England and back. And started Concord. I got a Minuteman.
You did? In your family?
And then we went to 3 different Quaker sites. And my people were like major Quakers
Really?
in the 18th century. And we continued as Quakers up through the 19th century. One lived in Iowa. I got all this.
And you didn't know that?
Not a clue.
Do you have a sheet that you write this stuff down
Oh, I
on,
got
or you?
Oh, my sister keeps saying, you gotta write this out.
Who's the coordinator?
Julianne, I'm going to do that when I
Click
get
on
home.
it.
So now I'm home, and guess what?
That's very cool. That's very cool. When did they come over? When was the earliest that they came over?
Yes, it came over very early, 1638.
Says, oh, yeah, what did
Or 1634. And they were one of the early pioneers of Concord, Massachusetts. Not only were there in the Black Earth War, but And then I thought, wait, what's that? went out last year for my brother's 80th birthday. He lives in Vermont, so we fly into Boston. And we decided to just spend one night in Concord. And I said, well, I know I have a great-great-grandfather buried in Maryland. Let's go see the grandfather. Then something else happened. I found that there were other graves associated with us. And I thought, I wonder how many graves and I was interested in tombstones. There was like tombstones with icons, symbols. And I was going to do a little monograph on the Dakin tombstones and iconography. And then I realized, oh my God, half the people are related to us. Well, they didn't say Dakin, but it was the women married into another family. And this I found just because I was interested in the tombstones. So I thought, wait a minute, there's a bigger story. And why don't the history books mention Dakin as part of the founding citizens? They weren't the founders, but they were soon after. And so I came to Concord this year with a chip on my shoulder. I'm going to change that history. I'm going to insert the Dakins as they possibly are because they forgot. I found so many things that had Dakin names. Dakin House, Dakin Hill, Dakin Brook, Dakin Field. It just went on and on. And then we went to the Concord Museum, and there were 2 items there from the Dakin house. And I thought, I never forgot this. Nobody ever, but nobody has spoken up about it as forcefully as I'm going to do.
So are these now, like if you go to Ancestry.com, or is this all original work that you were doing?
But I spent 3 days in the basement of the town library in the archives, going through the antiquated books of Concord, and that's the real title of these poems. And it was the early minutes, early references, early court documents, all in these volumes. And so I went page by page for 3 days, looking for a reference to any of the gobs of information. So they were people who they could, they were never the mayor, they never held elected office, so they didn't rise to that level. But they were right below, assisting the mayor.
So did you have, I mean, you had your father, obviously, probably, your grandparents. So did you have some names that were that?
So
that
then obviously,
to those?
The first one, I have this real thick book of the Dakin line.
Okay.
And it goes back to the first day that he was born in 1624. And finally figured out that he was born in England. There was a lot of people who were coming over from England at that time. And he arrived in 1634 with his parents. So I found out all of that and pieced it together. So we started with Thomas and then you move forward to William Henry Dakin, who's my father. That's why it's so thick. It's amazing. It was very accurate. He did this in the 40s. But it doesn't tell the story. It tells a little bit of the story. And then I'm fleshing it out. I'm telling stories to the names and the birth of the cities.
So, people who have come
Well, I'm taking it from Thomas Dakin and his project, all of his family, and it just, they were in Concord for at least 150 years. So they left Concord, but nobody ever remarked about it.
They never went to like Pennsylvania.
Well, some did.
Well, actually, my
You did it yourself. I did. I'm proud of you.
So if there's an extra one.
But my printing is bigger.
She took already. but now we each have one of our own.
You take the one you printed, I'll take this here.
I was saying, I'm feeling so self-righteous about actually having printed it out myself. I'm gonna hold my house where I printed it out.
Well, we're helping print this one. Because my phone has I don't have,
You have the
on my
problem?
phone because it's, I can read it, but it's pain.
Oh, yeah, some eye issues.
No, not really. It's just
It's a real
to
pain.
keep that effort up to read it.
Yes,
I can read it, but after a while you just make it nervous.
Well, I have decided not to take my computer on a trip now that's coming up in a couple of days. I'm not gonna take a computer or a camera, and I'm going to rely on this one.
Okay.
We'll see. I did this for a week in March.
Yeah, that's bigger than my phone.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm going for 10 days, so we'll see. 7 days is fine. See how that France and Belgium
Fell for it.
for 10 days. I've gone on a buddy trip. Martini's making me do it.
She's making it.
I suggested it was a chance.
There's a chocolate there.
Well, I'm going to visit another friend, Bill Carl, who ran a gift shop up there. And he and I used to use trips to Buffalo Bill related sites. And the two of us, and he knows Francois, who worked with me on the book on the performers. So we're gonna go visit Francois in Belgium and visit another two Buffalo Bill locations. So we're gonna do that. It's more ambitious. No, not like Bruce. Oh, man. Because I think we're going to eat jumps off the top of that. We're not going to Bruce. Have you been to Bruce? No. It's pretty impressive. It's a really tough town.
I like to be patriotic,
There's a
but
movie
this year,
about
no.
200 of people in Bruges, which is not Steve.
It's an early, what's his name? He became more famous after that. He was,
I can.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He's done a lot of action. A Scottish lad. I think he's from Scotland.
Not Vigo.
It'll come to me midway through your summer. And then I'll blurt it out.
I mentioned he's going to work on some animated movies in my sermon.
Oh, you are seeing how you clearly got that worked into the conversation. Well, I'll stay around for it.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to France and Belgium.
Yeah, I know, for whatever. But no, and this time, I want to just use this.
No, it was my idea that he go with a buddy,
Oh,
and I
It's
I didn't stay home and write up my story.
Okay,
He's quiet.
I think that's what I'm doing right now.
she's coming up with quite a lot of late.
You know, I had an aunt that went to Black and did more research on her career. And I still have the papers. But, it is. And then I gave them to someone at First Maryland, and he submitted them to the Mormon site, the LDS site. So we found out we were related to a whole bunch of people that we knew.
What year did your ancestors come over from Ukraine?
I want to say like 1860.
Oh, no, you're talking from Russia, it was after 1875.
Oh, was it?
Well,
Oh,
the reason I'm asking is
I
my
don't know.
folks came over in 1879. There were a number of Mennonite brethren as well as other. And
I think they were on the Amsterdam.
the Amsterdam, my people came out of Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
So they departed from the Antioch.
I don't know. I should look that up.
He's going to Antwerp to look at the Red Lion Star building.
Oh.
They were on.
Yeah, there's a museum there.
Oh, cool.
Get word.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome. Angela's not here yet, so I will try to get things started. I know some of you have Germanic heritage and like to have the trains run on time.
I'm glad you didn't bring up Mussolini.
I'm not prepared, so this is going to be even more ragged than I usually do, but I will keep things going anyway.
Yeah.
So welcome to those of you joining us on Zoom and later on YouTube as well. This is a beautiful spring morning. The first thing I'll do is ask if there are any announcements for the congregation.
Today is Mother's Day.
So it is.
Thank you. I'll be leaving now to go out and get some food.
I was at King Soopers this morning to pick up something for breakfast. There were all these desperate young men who were buying gifts. They were buying flowers, and they were bringing out more flowers for the last minute purchasers of gifts for their wives.
Well, the great thing about adult children, when my children were really young, and yes, I was one of those guys. But now with the adult children, if they forget, it's on them.
That's right.
Well, if there are no further announcements, we can enter a time of quiet. For our call to worship, I will read as the one, and if you could join me reading as the many. Bless the Holy One, O peoples. Let the sound of God's praise be heard.
For God who claims us, tests us, and sustains us, comes and invites us to come to Him.
Bless the Holy One, O peoples. Let the sound of God's praise be heard.
Blessed be God, who has not rejected our prayer or removed their steadfast love from us.
Bless the Holy One, O peoples. Let the sound of God's praise be heard.
Come as we proclaim, witness, and testify to all God has done. Bless the Holy One.
And for the opening prayer, I will just read a gathering prayer from the back of our hymnal. Creator, we give you thanks for all you are and all you bring to us, for our visit within your creation. In Jesus, you placed the gospel in the center of this sacred circle, through which all creation is related. You show us the way to live a generous and compassionate life. Give us your strength to live together with respect and commitment as we grow in your spirit. For you are God, now and forevermore. Amen. Vern will lead us to the opening hymns.
Number 570, When We Walk with the Lord. And please stand as you are able. When we walk with the Lord in the light of His word, what a glory He sheds on our way. While we do His good will, He abides with us still, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. Every burden we bear, every sorrow
says we will do, where he says we will go. Never fear, only trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. All right, thank you. Sounds great. And come, we that love the Lord. Pretty good song. Come we that love the Lord and let our joys be known. Join in the song with sweet accord. Join in the song with sweet accord. And thus around the throne, and thus around the throne. We're marching on to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upwards to Zion, the beautiful city of God. The hill of Zion yields 1,000 sacred sweets. Before we reach the heavenly fields, before we reach the heavenly fields, or walk the golden streets, or walk the golden streets. We're marching on to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upward to Zion, Zion, the beautiful city of God. Then let our songs abound and every tear be dry. We're marching through Emmanuel's ground. We're marching through Emmanuel's ground to fairer worlds on high, to fairer worlds on high. We're marching on to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upwards to Zion, Zion, the beautiful city of God. All right, you may be seated. I like to keep that one moving because I had an associate pastor one time, after somebody did a particularly slow version of it, she came into my office the next day and said, I thought we'd never get to Zion. So I like to get us to Zion. Oh, this is slow. Well, it is good to gather with you all today on this Mother's Day, as we have been reminded. And so we are grateful. We all have mothers. We are grateful for the gift of life. What do we have in addition to mothering that we would like to bring into our circle of prayer as we gather? Circle of God's love. Oh, yeah, okay. First, Montalie and then Barb.
This is the first Mother's Day for my son and his wife. Because they have a 5-month-old baby.
Oh.
Who we babysat for the first time last night.
It had its challenges.
It's still alive. It's still alive. So we're grateful for that little baby, but we're also remarking about how wonderful it is for Jen and Jamie to have this little baby.
Yes. And he is not making breakfast in bed yet, but he might be having breakfast in bed.
Okay, Vern.
Okay. You're welcome. Yes, Barb.
This week, Roz had a big event in that the lawyer came to her house and they signed the finish of her workman's comp settlement.
Oh.
So, that, it was disappointing to Roz, but I feel it's a way of her finally, moving on and accepting what had happened.
Yeah.
She wasn't real pleased with the amount, but it's over now.
Yeah.
That's the good part of that.
And she is getting something.
She is getting something.
Okay.
She hasn't got it yet, but now that she signed it, they will send a check.
Okay, good.
So,
Is there any update on her roof?
All she has to do is write a check to the roofer and he's ready.
Oh, okay, okay.
She's got the money.
Okay.
Now, I put it in the bank for her.
All right.
So
Well,
it might happen,
yeah,
First, she
hopefully.
needed to get that lawyer thing out of the way, so.
Yes,
Just pray for her and Marilyn.
yeah.
And then Jake and I are going on a trip to Illinois. We're leaving on Friday, and his brother's memorial will be on the 30th. So we're there going for that. But I'm also going on a sister trip. I have 2 other sisters, and we're going to Savannah, Georgia. But I have one sister that's handicapped. Most of you know that. And she did fall yesterday. She didn't go to the hospital, but it sounded like it was a pretty bad fall.
Oh, no.
So, let's remember Debbie, that's her name. And hopefully she's not too bruised up that we can still go on our trip.
Yeah, yeah. So Debbie, yeah, we'll remember her. And your brother's name is David, right? Yeah. All right. Oh, yes, Nan.
Yes, my sister Cindy, she's 8 years younger than I am. She's 70 this year. And she is moving to Portugal. She leaves on the 25th.
Oh, wow.
And she is not happy with the political situation in this country. So that's why she's moving to Portugal.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And I miss her already.
Yeah. Where does she live now?
Minnetonka, Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we will remember Cindy and you as she makes that move. Yes.
So Montley and I just got back from a rather long visit, catching up with friends and family, and it was a reminder to us of aging and the problems that we encounter. And I just got an email yesterday from one friend we talked with, Carol, who is discovered she's having some pretty serious problems with her heart and trying to decide what she's going to do. One of the fixes is a new drug that's out there, but then they said that it also can cause a heart attack. So it was one of those things, she's not sure where she wants to go. So
Yeah.
prayers for her, my friend Carol,
Yeah,
actually,
good.
our family.
Yeah. Okay. We'll remember Carol. Oh, and also Catherine and Douglas Bay Fowler, if you know who they are. They wanted prayers for their daughter Caitlin, her husband Jake, and their new baby Violet. Violet had a traumatic birth on May 5th after Caitlin was induced. And then it ultimately resulted in a C-section. And she was deprived of oxygen for a short time, but they think that she didn't sustain any damage. But she's a fragile baby at this point. So they are asking for prayer as well.
Everywhere.
Yes.
My son Jordan is in town visiting, and they put their house on the market in Olathe, Kansas, and they already had like 12 visitors in 2 days.
Nice.
So they're waiting for a good bidder.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's still in the booth for 2 more weeks.
Okay.
So he's really having a hard time not playing soccer. It's going to be a while, I told him.
Yeah.
And so he just wants prayer. And thank you for the prayers, because I told him that we've been praying for him. And so they're in town till next week. And hopefully they will, if that happens, if they have a good bid on the house, they might be, in 60 days will close, and they will come and rent here for a while.
Okay.
It's better to buy, so that will be a prayer request for the house to have a good bidder, and then move on.
All right. We will remember Jordan and his family.
Yeah, they're,
Yeah. All right, let's take a moment for prayer. We thank you, Spirit of Life, for gathering us today. We thank you for the light of your love in the faces of these friends with whom we gather, and we are so grateful for that. We want to remember, especially this morning, little baby Violet, and also her parents, Jake and Caitlin, and the grandparents, Catherine and Douglas. Pray that Violet can strengthen quickly and that she has a good start to life. And we are grateful for mothering. We're grateful today for all the ways that we have found our way into this life. And so we are grateful for that process and for those people and for our dear loved ones. Want to celebrate with Jen and Jamie with the first Mother's Day with their 5-month-old. Grateful for his presence in their life and for the joy that can bring, and also for Montalee and for Steve, for their families. Also thinking about Roz this morning, getting her workers' comp finally signed, and maybe moving on with the roof. We pray for her. Give her wisdom and strength for the coming days. And for Jake and Barb as they travel to David's memorial, and then Barb taking a sister trip to Savannah. Pray for Debbie as she recovers from a fall. We remember Nan, especially this morning, as her sister Cindy is moving to Portugal. Be with Nan as she needs to say goodbye to her sister, and be with Cindy as she makes this move. Pray that it can be a good move for her. And for Steve and Montalee's friend Carol, who's having heart issues, pray that she can find a good pathway to good medical therapy and good healing. And for Jordan and his family, they're in the midst of transition. Pray they can get a good offer on the house, that Jordan's foot can continue to heal, and that this can be a great new start for them in the coming months. Thanks again for each one who's gathered here. We are so grateful. Be with us this morning, and may we go from here encouraged in your spirit. Amen. Looks like I'm continuing on with the Vern show here for a little bit. O thou in whose presence. Number 600. This is old 600. Actually, new 600. Oh, my soul.
I apologize, I didn't know I was on the list for today. Dennis had traded me weeks and must have forgotten, so I was not expecting to do this today. It is time for our offering to be able to give back a little bit from what God has so blessed us with. I don't see a basket. Oh, right here. I was looking down there at the bike. Okay, so the basket is here if you would like to bring that forward after I say a prayer. Thank you, Lord, for gathering us here today. Thank you for this beautiful building that we get the use of. Thank you for the beautiful weather outside and blessing each of us with a mother or as a mother. And keep your hand upon us throughout the rest of the service. Bless what is given, that it can be used for the furtherance of your kingdom. In your name, amen. Yet sometimes you remain unknown to us. Sometimes we search for you, and sometimes we fumble about for you. We rest in assurance that when we seek you, we will find you. But there are times when we refuse to seek, refuse to search, refuse to fumble. There are times when we rather keep you in compartments so that you will not fully impact our lives. There are moments when we close ourselves off from your revealing word, guiding hand, and nudging spirit. Forgive us, O God, for not coming to you as you come to us, fully, persistently, and constantly. And give us strength to fumble and reach toward you in all seasons and at all times. Amen. Our scriptures today are from Revelation chapter 22. We're going to start with verses 18 to 19. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. We go back to verses 1 and 2. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And Matthew 11:30. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Now we get to hear krakens and kittens playfulness. Don't think they should be together though.
I like to come up with sermon ideas that nobody else ever is using anywhere. I'm pretty sure this is one of those. All right. I don't know if any of you remember my last reference to krakens. I'm going to explain the kraken a bit more today in a moment. But this is my last reflection on playfulness. So you can be either grateful or sad about that, or indifferent. I will come back to the theme because it is one of the great themes of family systems, emotional systems theory. And I was so struck by it when I was a young pastor. I thought, wow, that's interesting. The idea that playfulness is important for our emotional systems, for our congregations, for our families. And the first thing that my mentor, my family systems mentor, Ed Friedman, said is that there is nothing so serious as a reptile. All right. That's my foreshadowing for the karate. Reptiles don't want to hurt you, they just want to eat you. That's a paraphrase from the old movie Frisco Kid, if you remember Gene Wilder, 1979. The Fern Gully version of it is, if I'm going to eat somebody, it might as well be you. Anyway, reptiles don't play. They eat, rest, and reproduce. Mission accomplished for reptiles. It's like the song Never Smile at a Crocodile. Do you all know this song? We sang it to our kids. Never smile at a crocodile, never tip your hat and stop to talk a while. Don't be taken in by his wide mouth grin. He's imagining how well you'll fit within his chin. So, reptiles are serious. On the other hand, cats and dogs, and mammals in general, play a lot. We can't play enough with our cats. We have 2 kittens. They're not a year old yet. They will chase balls and grab strings and play with the funny fish on the end of the stick with the string until you can't do anything else with your life except play with the kittens. And they look at you with their cute faces and they go, well, what were you going to do that's more important than playing with me anyway? So, and then they meow at you and then you can't resist them. All right. That's my introduction to seriousness and playfulness. We'll come back. We'll circle back. But let's talk about reading the Bible now in light of this. In this model, one can say we can read the Bible in a reptile mode or in a mammalian mode, a mammal mode. The difference between reptiles and mammals in biology is a difference in brain structure. And there's an old theory that's no longer credited called the triune brain. I don't know if any of you have heard of that. But it talks about the brain evolving in 3 levels of complexity. The brain stem is the location of the reptilian behavior. It's this very fundamental fight or flight kind of location in our brain. And then the mammalian brain is wrapped around that in this theory, and that is the seat of playfulness. And then finally there's the neocortex in front, which is the seat of consciousness and language. Of course, since that theory came out, there are much more complex ways that we understand the brain. It's more about continuums of functioning, that sort of thing. But the idea of seriousness and playfulness arising from different brain structures is still very interesting. And so with our reading of the Bible, will it be reptile or will it be mammal? It is possible to read the Bible with utter seriousness. It's all true. You have to believe all of it. It's all inspired. God said it, etc. Or it's possible to read the Bible with a more playful mindset. This is interesting. This is strange. This is beautiful. This is violent. Ugh. And what's more funny than the wedding at Cana? I always ask. Do you remember the exchange between Jesus and his mother? Kind of funny. Woman, he says to his mother. Oh, for Mother's Day. Woman. Jesus calls his mother woman. Like, all right, Jesus, you're in the doghouse now. But it turns out that it's okay. They figure it out. And then they spend a couple of nights in the area still of Cana. So they had a nice family reunion after all. So that was good. Okay. But
The thing is, there are passages in the Bible that seem to tell us that we need to be serious, like our first passage from Revelation that Angela read. If anyone adds anything to this book, then he will have plagues added to him. Yikes. Sheesh. Why don't you say what you really mean? You know, kind of thing. But then we have the next passage, which is right next to it, right before it, and it's a passage so beautiful that it makes you want to rejoice and weep. There is a river flowing through the heart of the city, and on the banks of the river is the tree of life, and its leaves are for the healing of the nations. That is an amazing passage, for the healing of the nations. We even have a hymn based on that phrase. So it's not easy to read the Bible. It's not easy. The Bible itself seems conflicted. Is the Bible going to be bossy and serious, or is it going to be about grace and beauty, the more playful mode? Paul, for his part, seems to go back and forth between the two. It almost gives you whiplash to read 1st and 2nd Corinthians. It's like Paul's going along, he says some nice stuff about peace, and then he starts scolding the Corinthians, and he's all about immorality, and then the greatest of these is love. You know, it's just like, wow, Paul. He goes all over the place in those two books. Galatians, same way. Ephesians, not so much. It's a little bit more steady on there. Anyway, so do the Old Testament prophets. They're the same way. Condemn, excoriate, and oh, by the way, have you noticed the wonder and grace of God? It's like, now that you're all condemned, let me mention the grace of God to you. It's like Isaiah 1 through 39 is pretty rough sailing, although there shall a stump come out of the root of Jesse in chapter 11, which is nice. And there are a few other passages like that. But 1 through 39, wow, it's like, you Moabites, you Edomites, you Israelites. And it kind of goes around, looks around, who else can I condemn today? Get them too. Then, however, as history moves on, 40 through 66 are a lot nicer. And there are beautiful passages. Isaiah 58 is one of the most gorgeous passages in the Bible. Then you shall be like a watered garden, and you will be a maker of streets to live in. It's just an amazing, beautiful phrase. Okay, so the question is, are we going to be like the kraken when we read the Bible, or are we going to be like the kitten? I'm going to advocate for kitten. Spoiler alert. First, a correction from what I said a few weeks ago. In the 2010 movie Clash of the Titans, it was Liam Neeson, not Viggo Mortensen, who fought the Kraken. Just, for accuracy of sermons.
I think he summoned the Kraken.
He didn't. Well, he also fought the Kraken, didn't he? Or was he on the Kraken's side?
I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it was Liam Neeson, not Viggo Mortensen. That's the main thing, I guess, to remember.
Better look that up, Steve.
Yeah, we better look that up. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt the flow.
No, there's no flow. So the Kraken, I want to say, is one way to talk about the utter seriousness that can overtake our hearts and minds. The Kraken is the opposite of playfulness. When the Kraken is released, in the movie they say, "Release the Kraken!" That probably was Liam Neeson. Anyway, when the Kraken is released, it becomes one of the spirits of the air, one of the spirits of the heavens that Paul talks about in Ephesians 2, chapter 2, verse 2. And then we begin to find rationales for hurting each other when we get so serious. We find rationales for fixing each other. We find rationales for controlling each other and incarcerating each other. And God forgive us for killing each other. The spirit Kraken insinuates itself into our human hearts and turns our behavior beastly. And also, by the way, it turns our Bible reading beastly. We come up with all kinds of deadly teachings from the Bible, all kinds of exclusionary teachings, all kinds of harmful readings of the Bible when the Kraken spirit is let into our hearts. The spirit Kraken insinuates itself into us, and it becomes our habit, and it becomes our addiction. Kittens, on the other hand, are playful. They want to connect, they want to play, they want to purr. Yes, they love to eat, just like reptiles. But, who doesn't? But they use that energy of eating to go ripping up and down the stairs, and to catch the string, and to stop the ball from rolling past. And I know dogs also have this. We have not been dog owners for a long time. We're cat people, I guess. But I know it's so cool to see the playfulness of dogs. Our neighborhood is a big dog walking neighborhood. When you live in a condo neighborhood, everybody has a dog in their condo, and then they all walk in it. It's pretty fun. All right. So when the spirit of the kitten comes over us, we are plunged into a playful mood, a mood of joyful exploration, doing something just because it's fun in this moment, chasing, connecting, listening, and learning. So I'm recommending that we read the Bible like kittens rather than krakens. This is why I included the final verse that Angela read for our reading today. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. It is one of the great verses. It even got into the Messiah. That's how good it is. I'm suggesting that we use it as an interpretive key for reading the Bible. Now, you may remember that we Mennonites have traditionally used the Sermon on the Mount as an interpretive key for reading the Bible, and especially that teaching for loving your enemies and praying for those who persecute you, but also other parts. The Sermon on the Mount, I believe, unless I am mistaken, I researched this once anyway, is in every confession of faith that Mennonites have taken since the beginning of the movement. Actually starting before there were Mennonites with the Schleitheim Confession, but then with Dordrecht, which is the first Mennonite confession. I think the Sermon on the Mount has been featured centrally in every one of those confessions of faith. And so for Mennonites, it's a big key to reading the Bible. You may remember Martin Luther had his own key to reading the Bible, which was in German, was Christum treibt, or whatever promotes Christ. That was Martin Luther's key to reading the Bible. So our key that I am suggesting today is my yoke is easy and my burden is light. What if we read the Bible with that in mind? Marilyn and I had a professor in seminary named Gail Gerber-Kuntz, who once said that we often read the Bible as if it is shouting at us, as if it's shouting rules at us, shouting understandings that we have to agree with. That's the serious mode. She didn't talk about it being serious, but I thought it was so interesting that she suggested that the Bible, we often read it as if it's shouting at us. And that's what makes the Bible hard to read then, because it's hard to read if it's in all caps, so to speak, all the time. And she said, what if instead we read the Bible as if we are talking to a friend? Now, to be fair, the Bible would be a complicated friend, not somebody who just has one note. The Bible has a lot of things going on in it. But what if we think about the Bible as talking with a friend, and especially with this key in mind? My yoke is easy and my burden is light. I thought about this the other day, just one last thing. I thought about this the other day from the perspective of teaching. What if teaching was more about listening and learning and connecting instead of stuffing facts into brains? What if teaching were more of an overhearing and an unforced flow? And if the student's learning was a result of a good teacher-student relationship that the teacher focuses on? Now, of course, I think we can all say we've all had teachers that did teach that way. Exactly. Teachers that were playful with us. Teachers that invited us into a flow. And so it avoids all of the negative connotations of teaching, like filling, informing, inculcating, even indoctrinating. And so, what if teaching can be like that? What if teaching is more like the kitten than the kraken? How many students would be invited into a new way of being in school if that were true? How many would not hate it so much? A teacher, I don't know if you all can remember having a teacher like this, but a teacher who loves her or his subject matter and is on fire with it and is so joyful to share it with you. And so they're not worried about getting it into you. They're wanting to just show it to you, show you the wonders of it. I especially think of my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Kenise, who had that curious K-N at the beginning of her name, which is one of the first things I noticed about her. But she loved science, and her room was filled with animals, and it smelled like it was filled with animals also. But she had everything. She had all the hamsters and gerbils and all of that, rabbits. But she also had spiders and snakes, and that is what it takes to be in her class. But the thing about her that was so memorable is she just clearly was just in love with earth science, with animal science, and it was extraordinarily infectious. She's the first one who taught us about not littering, because we want to take care of this earth, and so on. You know, that whole early environmental teaching. Anyway, that's an example of a teacher that I had that seemed to have that approach. All right. Well, the last thing to say is this could be true in so many arenas. I don't know if any of you read the Louise Penny novels about Inspector Gamache. Yes, I know you're reading them. In fact, we were on the same book I think last month when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Inspector Gamache is always listening and pausing before acting, often much to the frustration of the young agents that are waiting for action. They want him to do something about crime. And he's always listening carefully. And what he's listening for is what a potential murderer might say to give themselves away. Or he's listening to the sounds on the city street to hear what's really going on instead of just what he's bringing with his predisposition to the scene. I highly recommend those novels, by the way. If you think you don't like inspector novels, read these. It's incredible. Her vision for community is unparalleled in my view. It's amazing. And art and music. It's amazing. Or, of course, I would have to add jazz musicians to this, because jazz musicians aren't great just because they know a lot of chords, or because they know the scales, or even because they've memorized the music. Jazz musicians are great when they can be great listeners. And I think I told you this before, but there's one drummer, I can't remember his name, but he has a podcast called No Mistakes on the Bandstand. And he said there are no mistakes in a jazz band if everybody is listening to each other. Because no matter what anyone does, everybody can respond to it and weave it into the jazz that is happening. And I think that's a really fascinating notion. What if you play an F sharp instead of an F? Oh, that could be really interesting. Let's put that in. Let's see what we can do with that. So, jazz musicians. Cornel West famously said, I think I've told you this before too, Cornel West famously said, we need politics that's more like jazz. We need jazz politics. And it's in his book, Race Matters, which is a pun of his. But that idea that jazz politics is involved in listening to each other so well that we start creating something more like that. Really interesting. Or another example is what is often called trans-conscious preaching, which is not that the audience is unconscious and the preacher keeps going. No, it's not. Trans-conscious preaching is just a fancy name for African American call and response style preaching. But the reason it's called trans-conscious is because the preacher is not simply trying to communicate information like a bad teacher would just be focused on the information. The preacher is trying to create an event with the audience. And so you see that happening so much. Like, I remember Marilyn's church, when I went home to meet the parents for the first time, her church is basically half African American, I guess, roughly, or it was a combined congregation in styles. And I learned a lot of stuff in about an hour or two in that service, a lot. It was really an amazing education. But then I was sitting back there like, boy, this is amazing, learning all this stuff. And then they said, I understand that we have a religion student in the audience today. I'm like, oh no! Mr. Rempel, would you come up and favor us with a prayer? And so I started out, and immediately they started responding. And one of the things they responded with was, help him out, Lord. But I have to say, it really got me going. I don't know what all I said, but I was going. That's trans-conscious. That's what they're talking about with trans-conscious preaching and praying in that example. Or, and this would be more in my usual mode, poetry. When I wrote my dissertation, it was on poetic language for preaching. My title was A Poetics of Homiletics, because you got to be clever for your title. Anyway, and it's available in the library if anybody wants to read it. I doubt anybody has ever read my dissertation except my advisors. Oh well.
Where is it?
What's that?
Where?
Oh, it's in the Isle of it's in the Isle of Library.
Is that digital form?
I'm sorry?
Is it a digital form?
It is, yeah, if you want me to send it to you.
Oh.
Okay, all right, I warned you. Anyway, poetry is very important to me in preaching, or broadly, more than that, trying to find my way to a poetic way of expression. And the reason it's important for me is I think it opens up the possibilities in our hearts and in our minds. That's what I'm always going for. Not trying to inculcate people with something, but to open our hearts and our minds to a possibility. And of course, the great possibility is the opening toward the Holy Spirit. That idea that we can be open to this wonderful, life-giving Spirit. And I've always thought about the power of poetry to do that sort of thing. So, all right. So there you have it. Playfulness. That's the series on playfulness. Playfulness reading the Bible. Playfulness in our lives. Playfulness as we gather. It is an amazing thing, I think. So, do you all want to come out and play? All right. Yeah. Let's see, what are we up for now? Closing hymn? Or is it? All right, we are going to have two songs here because Nan has graciously agreed to sing our a final song for us after we sing our closing. But we are going to sing number 662 first. My latest son is sinking fast, which I think is great that it's in the hymnal. This one and Down to the River to Play were both in O Brother, Where Art Thou, and then got into the hymnal.
My latest son is sinking fast, my race is nearly run. My strongest trials now are past, my triumph is begun. Oh, come, angel, and come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your snowy wings into my immortal home. Oh, bear me away on your snowy wings into my immortal home. I know
us for daily duty. Guide us with guide us with thy inner light, and hallowed be each coming morning. Calm and peaceful be each night. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Nan, and we receive that as our benediction, so go in peace. Marilyn and I need to go to